Apologies, I was using the restroom. I was literally fighting for my life. But now I'm gonna fight for other things. Alright. Delete! Not that tab. Thanks. I developed. Am I looking for a controller? I'm not a controller user. Alright. So, here's the plan. I'm gonna do all of Hildibrand, and then I'm gonna unlock the Beast Tribe. Yes, it's a Beast Tribe. No matter what people say, it's a Beast Tribe. Maybe I should unlock the Beast Tribe first. I'm gonna do it. Botanist. Right. Yakbaral. Actually, why am I doing that? I can just... So first I'm going to unlock these tribes and then start doing these tribes. Off stream. But I'm going to unlock it on stream and then I'm going to do Hildibrand and then I'm going to do the Occult Crescent. Drac'to. Huh. Apparently. That's an entire question. I'm just gonna do that offline then. I don't want to do that on stream. Alright, Nashu. What you doing here, young lady? Yo, hello there, Drac'to. Core, how serendipitous that we should cross paths in this far-flung nation. Have you come all this way to lend me a hand? Because let me tell you, I could use the help. You see, I've been doing my absolute darndest to track down the inspector ever since Mr. Poo-Poo's ship whisked him off to gods know where. My best leads turned out to be the Thavnerian truth. Witnessed accounts in the latest issue described a shiny craft headed west across the ocean. So I packed a few things and headed as far west as I was able. This was where I ended up. I'll make a few inquiries since my arrival, but I've mostly been acclimatizing myself to the native cuisine. Very important step there. Anyways, seeing as fate has sent you to assist me, I suppose it's time I continue questioning the locals on the matter of unidentified flying gentlemen. Here, this should help aid in our investigation. Ah shit, I didn't mean to skip that. It's an illustration of the starship clipped from Dorian's publication. Having this on hand should make it much easier to explain what we're looking for. I asked around the market hereabouts. As for you, well, I'm yet to venture beyond the food stalls, so practically anywhere else about that. If you learn any interesting information, come and find me around this spot. I'll be stuffing my ears with delicious intelligence. This is Landsguard duty to remain vigilant of threats, unusual developments, and any warranted their intervention. It may be prudent to visit Blossom Bright Blue's post and ask questions, soldiers. Na-na-na-na-na.
Yes, is there something I can help you with? Actually, I have seen a vessel like this. It was some time before Zoroja's flying ships appeared. I watched it limp northwards through the sky above Trolliolo, wobbling about like it might crash to the ground any moment.
Searching for a strange ship, you say? Yes, I see a flying disc, just like that appear in patrol in Shalone. It was slowly drifting towards the ground and seemed to come down somewhere in Yoshulani. If you determine to find it, then that's where you should try next. What were they called? The place that covered by the dome now? Heritage Found? My forays into the stalls bore no fruit at all. None. Starship. No starship. Starship shape, anyways. How was your harvest then? Those are some solid leads. Nice work, Drac'to. So by the sounds of things, the ship was malfunctioning and eventually came down somewhere in the north of here. Any luck, this heritage hostage found, can you mention, would be the place we find the inspection. Well, with you as my escort, I sure will arrive at the right spot eventually. And none the worse for wear. Shall we head off? He used the oldest trick in the book! The air is well crackling and zappy. This is where the starship the Pulsey came down, so let's start our search for the inspector. Standard investigation procedures that dictate that we question the residents of possible gentlemanly sightings. Off we go! Odyssey. This is a small settlement. All inhabitants are known to me. If a man of such distinctive appearance and demeanor were among us, I'm sure I would have noticed. Perhaps he's wandering around somewhere outside the Solution 9. They have so many people. He could easily go unnoticed in the crowds. You were here as Queen Spain's guest, so as I recall. If your companion wish to enter the city as well, then I suggest you make an arrangement with a sentry at the tower entrance.
Oh, Solution 9? That sounds promising. Thank you for the tip. Visitor detected. Verifying access. Access right. Unlimited. Ever keep access confirmed. Scanning unregistered visitor. Warning, warning. Explosive device detected. Entry denied. I'm not carrying explosives. This is medicine for treating Inspector Hildibrand's condition. Explosive medicinal components. Error does not compute. It really quite simple. Inspector Hildibrand was sucked up by Mr. Poo-Poo's malfunctioning starship, after which it proceeded to drag him thousands of miles away and deposit him here. Ergo, you need to let me pass so I can blow away his brain cobwebs. Error, logic circuits overloading, emergency shutdown initiated. It might be nap time. I guess we can just go in? Why not? Creepy little Lala stalker. That's a fun, good-sized city. Well, there's one sure way of locating the inspector. In a place like this, if there's an ongoing case, then that's where he'll be. Let's head to the lively part of the town and look into any nefarious incidents. Shall we? Do you know where is the lively part? True Ver. That's in the eastern section, you say? Right then, let's get to it. I should also unlock Savages just for the hell of it. You know what? After I talk to the 3 people here, I'm gonna go unlock the Savage. Because I'm a straight up... I'm not. But right now, I am doing Hildibrand for recent troubles. I saw a pair of soldiers mobilizing a moment earlier, responding to a disturbance I see. I don't think it was far from here, but I'm a bit hazy on the details. Hello, man.
Maybe a case, huh? I've heard talk of an odd, squabbling creature of some sort, but I don't know if that's the kind of thing you're looking for.
Get cooler swords later.
Well, what? Like a crime? Now that you mention it, I do hear about a theft recently. Our city is peaceful but large, but anywhere you have a lot of people, incidents like this is bound to occur. Oh, I also heard about the theft. Something was stolen from a nearby tavern. Apparently, I got directions to the site of the crime. Let's head over together.
The theft absconded with a aged bottle of spirits, the most expensive one in my establishment. I dare you find this criminal at once.
No need to go all hard and bottom. The culprit is right under your nose. He's now in the wrong, detective. With a fedora and everything. Admit it, punk. You've pinched a hooch.
Me? Well, why would you think?
With the supply of souls cut off,
The folks with a habit have back turned to black market rackets, and luxury goods of dubious provenance is one way of paying the asking price. A top shelf bottle of the juice would make for a fine trade, I'd say. By the by, there's a method of identifying contraband souls. Your regulator logs will tell the tale. Don't want to let us check, eh? Be my guest. I took a gander at the cabinet there where the bottle was stored and locked, and the lock shows obvious signs of tampering. Electro-picking tools are awful hard to handle, aren't they? Most amateurs get singed, but you got scorch marks all over your mittens. Give it up, kid. We've got you dead to rights. After my suspended soul visions, I couldn't stop worrying about the future. It was a moment of weakness. Save it for the authorities. Take him away, boys. That was Inspector Hildibrand, wasn't it? Well, he did spend 30 years in here by himself. That didn't sound very gentlemanly. He's hard-boiled now. He might still be in shock after the starship crash landing. A healthy dose of Nashu's delight will put him to rights. Let's make absolutely sure it's him first, shall we? I suppose it would be reasonable, responsible course of action. Come on, we should hurry along before we lose sight of this ungentlemanly Hildibrand. The ungentlemanly Hildibrand. If you have a moment, I look to hear your first-hand accounts of your cruiserweight matches. You were impressive. You impressed tenacities as before, overcoming one veteran fighter after the next, becoming champion. My hands are clammy with sweat as I watched you encounter with the brute, a bombardier. And remember your triumph of the Howling Blade. Send a shiver down my spine. Even so, my experience as a spectator cannot compare to those you've lived, and I yearn to hear the voracious particulars for you. Pray share no detail, spare no detail. Your words have stoked the fire of my imagination. Yes, I believe I can produce evocative new cartoons that pale even in next to Sugar Riot's work. For instance, what if your dancing battle against Dancing Green had reached a fever pitch? What if the rambunctious Sugar Riot had allowed her art to run rampant, bringing work out of this world to life? What if the brute bombardier, Savage Onslaught, had become savager still, the manner of the hellscape might have created? Finally, what if the Howling Blade had remained standing to unleash the full might of Fenrir? Oh yes, I dare the next chapter of the Chronicles of the Unstoppable Oxart will be the next seller as well. Thank you for taking the time to share your accounts with me. I look forward to witnessing your future exploits, and hearing about them from you as well, of course.
be right back real quick.
He walked that away. Or it was more of a mouse? Mostly? Mosey?
Why is he so angry? He's so hard-boiled. Seriously? A hard-boiled egg?
He looks like the inspector, but he's tough old. He's a tough old, mopey? Such old mopey. "30 years passed inside the dome. Then if Inspector Hildibrand was here, when it happened, would that put him in his 50s? He might be living here for so long that he's forgotten everything about his previous life. Luckily, I have just the thing to jolt his memory."
Think I wouldn't notice such an obvious tale? I don't know what your game is, but bombs ain't toys. Best put 'em away before you hurt someone or yourself. Like me, I see. Neither of you are sporting regulate. So I suggest lest you be more careful with the only lives you got.
Sir, don't you remember us? You're Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Gentleman Inspector Extraordinaire.
I've been called a lot of things, but nothing as insulting as a gentleman. I'm a weathered old fool with too many debts and regrets. Detective Hard-Boiled.
Oh my god. Looks more like his dad now.
Very impressive, but even with the name and those odd clothes, you might as well be Inspector's older, even wrinkler twin.
Hate to break it to you, but you're barking up the wrong tree.
You seem awfully fond of these hard-boiled eggs. Here, this one's on me. Why did you...
Thanks, Dollface. You're a peach.
Oh, it's a bomb.
He's so hard-boiled! Well, that's one way to cure a hangover.
You got me good.
Maybe we really do have a real wrong person. Indestructibility is awfully Mandervillian-like, though. He might be the apes, Manderville. I'm not sure what's going on here, but I can see that you're not who I thought you were, and that we need to keep searching.
A missing person, is it? If that's the rub, you can leave the sleuthing to me.
Oh, we could really use your help.
By the sounds of things, this fella looks a lot like me. What did you say his name was? Hildibrand? I'll find him, don't worry. I can feel a hunch coming in already.
Are we sure that wasn't the inspector?
That was a fun 30-minute mission.
I'd like to rush off and do some investigating work of my own. But the city still has my head's spinning. I think I'll wait to see if the detective hard-boiled is as good as he seems. Meanwhile, you should get back to whatever is that famous Avengers do. When you're not embroiled in one of the fanciful cases, in our fanciful cases.
The Dane had me looking for a needle in a neon haystack, the city with an allergy to sleep. The twin of mine had, well and truly lost himself. The trail was cold. I could smell it in the air like the cloud stench of cheap perfume, a conspiracy. Stay tuned for further episodes of Detective Hard Boiled.
I should have read faster.
Inspector has finally set foot onto Dawntrail. Get ready for an inconvertibly further Hildibrand adventures. Who knows what his case will be this time? When it happens, whatever happens, so you'll be there on the scene. Drac'to, here to help again, are you? As things stand, I'm still waiting on word from
Yours truly, I assume. Since parting ways, I've searched many the alleys and dive bars, and ever keep for signs of Hildibrand character.
It's pronounced Hildibrand.
Well, however you say it, he was nowhere to be found.
Oh, where could the inspector be?
Chin up, dollface. Chin up, dollface. The case ain't over yet. And I always get my man. When the trail goes cold, the trick is to go back to the beginning. I want you to tell me the whole story again, and leave nothing out, no matter how unimportant it might seem.
I should have put on an inspector outfit.
So you followed rumors of a flying disc which nabbed your friend, and that led you to a place where it most likely crashed down here. You also think he was caught inside Dome when it appeared, and from your perspective went through 30 years in the blink of an eye. Sounds like crazy talk. But I've enough strangeness in my line of work that I've learned to give clients the benefit of the doubt. And since we've got no leads on the man himself, I say we try jogging memories about the shiny space starship instead. We'll want to question older people native to your world who might have witnessed the original crash landing 30 years ago. Folks that age seems to enjoy parks, like the one outside the residential read. Let's go. Old timers, aptly as promised. Pick a prude and get to it.
Oh, I still have the illustration I lent you last time. Show it around. Should help nudge some ancient nuggets. I added a sketch of the inspector's face to make things even easier. I had another copy for myself, but I only made 2. Drac'to, you and Detective Hardboiled would have to share.
We are talking 3 decades ago here. So having a picture should come in handy, even if the Dane's work is on the same level as finger painting. Toddler. Magnum opus. So was it? Well, you let me know when you're ready to bother some parkos. Let's start showing the picture around here. Keep an eye out for older hue and Pestroso that might have the hail from outside the door. Oh, and don't forget the shell chitona. Can I help you?
I'm sorry, but 30 years ago I was practically an infant. Far too young to remember much of anything. The picture is very cute though. Did your child draw it for you? What can this old lady do for you? "30 years ago, I honestly can't recall. My memory of that time was fated, at best, my dear." This is a lovely drawing of you, though, sir. Really captured your essence.
With black-jawed mug? You gotta be kidding me.
What you be waiting with me then? That the bald man? The bald man. Can't say as I'm familiar with. But I do remember 3 decades ago when I was still a blooming old youth. Well, middle-aged. I remember you, the clever git who took back me. Flavoring tonic from the thieving whoreson. That was a good bit old slouching, was it? It was?
No need at all for that. Was just doing my job. Sorry to see the tonic didn't do its work, though.
It's not about growing me hair back. It's about routine. About 40 years of massaging my scalp and basting it with some fragrant aroma every morning. Didn't feel right to start the day without it.
40 years of using a Everkeep-made product. Ah, that's right. You're Alexandrian. Born and bred. That's me. There's no way you could have seen the starship. We're after. Sorry to bother you, sir. Well, no one said it would be easy. The drudging up eyewitness accounts from so long ago. This is where their grit and persistence come into it. Spyish Katona fella headed towards the 914 radius. Hard to guess his age with how long they live, but who knows? Maybe we'll get lucky this time. Vending machines caught your eye? Yeah, you could buy yourself a cup or a energy drink, but luxury like that makes you soft. When I'm alone, walking through the darkness, dinkiest parts of the city, I need something as weathered, as weary as I am. I stick to my eggs, thank you.
Lovely day, isn't it? I'm not sure I recognize the man. Hardly to tell. With such a simple drawing?
Forget about the drawing. What's more important is what you know about the flying disc.
Ah yes, the craft I do recall seeing. When I yet felt the sun upon my face, I was living a very different kind of life at the time. It was during the hunt that I spotted it. Flying machine was a rare sighting back then, so I remember it well, even now.
And do you remember where it was headed?
It appeared to crash somewhere in Yawata, the north. I was of a mind to seek out the wreckage, but then the dome suddenly appeared, and I had far, far stranger things to worry about. There. What do you tell? Let's find your pal Nash and share the good news. No one seems to know anything about the starship. How do you fare any better? Have you fared any better? So it came down somewhere near the Yukata place. I don't suppose either of you have been there before. A research facility, you say? If some unidentified shiny object fell from the sky nearby, then I'd wager their peoples will soon scoop it up. It seems we have our destination. But how to get across this lake? We can take a hover cargo. That could. The Reforgers have a few, and I happen to know one of an accommodating disposition. Right, there's our transportation sorted. What I'm stuck on, though, is how you've already been into this Yawata when I'm only just learned such a place even existed. What's your deal, anyways? I'm Drac, the agent of adventure. You're adventuring for a living. You adventure for a living. Is that it? Well, it's clear you're no fresh-faced mook. Let's press on with the investigation. My Reforger friend should have a hover cargo waiting for us at the drift down. I'd better pack a dose of Nashu's Delight. Those explosives of yours, leave them behind. Don't need a dizzy Dane blowing herself up on my watch, or me for that matter.
Yeah, I could just run this way. We fly! I hear you need a transport to Uiawata. The hover cargo is ready for you. Are you?
This place is a mess, but I don't see any monsters roaming the hall. At least, shall we be safe to split up and look around?
Shuffling through the various documents in the cabinet, you find one entitled Confidential File Addendum 1. According to the Assorate natives of these lands, the unidentified vehicle we recovered near Uiawata had flown into the region not long before the Dawn manifested. Their testimony was corroborated by the thorough examination of the wreckage, which yielded not a single sliver of electron. The vehicle, without a doubt, manufactured using technologies fundamentally unlike our own. This mystery was further compounded by the discovery of a human survivor within the craft. Despite the appearance of force of impact, the lone male occupant had sustained no visible injuries. Skimming through the various documents, you have entitled Confidential File Addendum 2. The human male we extract from the wreckage is an abnormal specimen indeed. While physically unharmed and clearly possessed of a soul, he yet remains in a comatose state. The absence of reaction to any and all external stimuli is indicative of temporal stasis. Every method we have attempted, the electric shock, a hot bath, or a sharp slap to the face have failed to wake the subject. His remarkable corporeal fortitude and innate natural quality are, or was it acquired with the aid of unknown technology? My enthusiasm for this research knows no bounds. A lot of people have been pickled in here, but Inspector Hildibrand isn't among them. Speaking of which, did you see that Detective Hard-Boiled one?
A document held by a cupboard is entitled Confidential File Addendum 3. I cannot understate the incalculable potential I see in our mysterious subject. If we could be able to unlock the secrets of his preternatural resistance, then we will never again need to risk dangers inherent to the transfer of monstrous souls. While some of my colleagues insist that vivisecting is our only recourse, such an extreme measure would mean forsaking the knowledge the man might impart to us regarding his equally intriguing flying vehicle. For the time being, we have decided to suspend all research related to this subject. The specimen will be preserved in the bio capsule in section 51 and placed under observation in hopes that he will one day again regain consciousness. He's so hard-boiled! Drac'to, sorry. Something else is recorded. In the records caught my attention and led me to this different floor. Had to wrestle up a verification key first. So I haven't spent any time on your starship mystery. Did you turn off anything else yet? They were keeping him in section 51. The key I found should let us access the area. Let's grab your pal Nashu and head there now. Inspector Hildibrand, there you are. You two been yanking my chain. This clone doesn't look anything like me. Well, opinions aside, we're looking at our man. A hard-boiled egg would really hit the spot right now. Here, give this to the detective. That's a bomb. I'm just gonna throw it at Hildibrand. Look at me. Detective Ghost. Detective Hard-Boiled. From the lady. Appreciate it. I never would refuse the kindness of strangers. Man, I should have been a machinist. It would have been so much funnier.
I do have my hat and a coat, trench coat. And my glasses.
These punks might be feeling lucky.
God, that's a good gun. I want that gun. Can I have that gun?
There is no need for firearms or fisticuffs. I shall resolve this altercation in a manner that behooves a gentleman. Attention, everyone. Follow my lead, if you please.
To the power of dance.
Splendid, most splendid. Let us remember to always comport ourselves in a gentlemanly manner. I fear I must have overslept a trifle. But I, Hildibrand, rested agent of inquiry, now stand before you, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. By the way, who is this? Austere-looking fella. A new admirer of mine, mayhap?
This is Detective Hard Boiled, your soul twin from another world.
Why, my dear Nashu, this man possesses nary a speck of my singular adlop. He does not resemble me at the slightest. I couldn't agree more. My sweet old grandmother had more grit in her pinky finger.
That's odd. Maybe I need new glasses, but the two of you seem particularly identical. Practically identical.
The odd thing here is how you look too damn young for a fellow who's been sleeping for 30 years. And don't get me started. Get me started on how you charm those shambling corpses. What kind of crime I'm against nature are you?
The Inspector has a very unique physique, for one. And as for the zombies, he has an excellent rapport with them, and ever since his brief stint as an undead overlord extraordinaire.
That raises even more questions than answers. Still, we can consider your missing person case closed. Which leaves me to chew on the something else that caught my attention earlier. I smell a new case brewing, and I need to follow my nose. A case, you say? Then allow me to offer the services of Hildibrand, Inspector Extraordinaire. Under Overlord seems more plausible to me than this junction. But I bite what does a fellow like you even inspect? Impenetrable mysteries and unsolved cases, of course. So we're in the same business, eh? Makes me wonder how this gentleman act of yours actually helps you get the job done. I too am curious to see if is beneath the leathery gumshoe exterior you have the gumption to handle the truly difficult cases. The Dane is your assistant. Loyal and steadfast. I had an assistant once. But now, ain't the same time to reminisce. We have a new case on work on. There'll be just the thing to prove your slouching crop. Sleuthing chops, Inspector. Let's get out of here and get down to the brass tacks. How many more do I have? Or is that it? Let's talk to him. I always had a spare set of inspector clothes on hand. Hildibrand, agent of inquiry and inspector extraordinaire, is up and full of beans. As I was sitting, I got a whiff of a new case in the making. So listen up while I explain the particulars. You say you scoured this place top to bottom and learned they were trying to stuff people's souls into monstrous hopes. But the facility was forced to close down before they managed any real success. Sounds about right? I'm guessing whatever incident turned the staff into walking corpses happened out not long after. Here's where it gets interesting. According to the notes I found, one of the researchers survived and continued to work independently even after the project was mothballed. Apparently, he dismissed the withdrawal as impossible to control and instead chose to pursue his research using less odious species. Are you suggesting that scientist transferred his own soul into a slathering fiend? Nothing as mad as all that. No. He saved the honor of converting criminals. Seems he set up a fake rehabilitation program. Had the prisoners transferred, then yanked out their souls for use in his experiments. Ah, how awful. And what became of these now criminal mind creatures? Only mind creatures.
That's the million credit question. I tracked down the containment cell mentioned in the notes, but found the case inside empty. That's the barfly tumbler. A little digging into the operation log shows the cage locks were opened only recently, which means we found ourselves a case of a fiendish fugitive. We must seek out and apprehend these dastardly evildoers on the double. Yes, there's a chance they're out there causing trouble. And as a detective, I cannot turn a blind eye when I suspect wrongdoing is afoot. Luckily, I also found a storage device that I figured belonged to the author of these research notes. It's pretty banged up, but I think the data might still be intact. Let's head back to Solution 9. I'll take this thing to my place in the recreation zone and see what I can recover. Illusions sign in most impressive metropolis.
I never noticed how far down it went.
Right. I'll take a track to the storage device you've better off waiting outside. I'm not the kind of guy who makes his bed every morning to say the least. Well, the bad news is the device is even worse shaped than I expected. Will be a while yet before I can recover it, all its contents. A quick pass netted me some scraps, though, enough to piece together a particular file in one of the experimental subjects. It states our surviving researcher stuck a soul of a career thief into the body of an Cyclops. The light-fingered fella didn't steal out of greed, but for the joy of pissing off his victim. Twisted guy like that ain't likely to change his stripes just because of he switched bodies. Yes, 'tis all becomes clear to me. His intentions are obvious. Our impish escapee will bogle the most prestigious jewel store in the city. Huh, a soft-boiled as guest as any I ever heard. Your instincts are way off, pal. Never seen an Cyclops before, have you? If one of those big brutes were lumbering through the streets, though, all we'd have to do is follow the screaming. No. If he's plotting a heist, they'll involve a target outside Everkeep, and he won't be aiming to pilfer any old supply crate. Neither. But anything that's really causes a nuisance. Alexandria's got a habit only the miraculous ore can and satisfy. We need to hustle to the quarry outside, and I mean now.
What is he doing?
This guy will be able to answer some questions.
I say the weather here is rather unruly, but I pine for a crystal clear sky of Uldar. It's just me, or is everyone frying a block of cheese with a sudden current of electric energy? Yes, I work here. Was there anything you need? Yeah. Here we have we had any thieves? Funny you ask, actually, we have several shipments of raw electrum go missing in recent days. The strangest part is our guards didn't see a thing. You'd see a hover cargo. You see a hover cargo to move these blocks. You'll need a hover cargo to move these blocks, heavy blocks. And surely someone would have noticed it coming and going. There's what I tell you. The sneaky Iclots have ran off with these blocks without breaking a sweat. You know who the culprit is then? If there's anything I can do to help catch them, just say the word. The mighty kind of you, friend. But that's how you bait the trap. With a stack of electrodes. Placed conveniently out of sight of your patrol. We'll do the rest. One tempting stack of electrodes coming up. Oh, and do be careful while you're at it. There. This should do the trick. Call the thief for me, will you? Oh, and do be careful while you're at it. What was that?
The trap is set. Now we wait. Oh, this is perfect. Oh, this is perfect.
Maybe a little too perfect. Nope. Good, not good. That's our thief. After him. We lost sight of our quarry.
He's gone to ground in the middle of a field of cyclops. We've got us a wise guy. Not a tough guy, though. According to his files, says he's got no stomach for fighting. So we just need to split up and find one that doesn't try to squeeze us on sight. Of course, even if he is a coward, he's a big boy now, so he might try to go down swinging. Shout out if you hear. Hey, Dirt, and we'll take him together.
Me? Not bad eye clocks. Me? Not bad eye clocks. The inspector and detective set off in pursuit of a screaming Iclops. Come on, let's not be left behind. Damn it all! We have you now, fiend. There's nowhere left to go. Ow, 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 ow. I've been stabbed by 1,000 tiny needles.
Out with it, punk. Out with it, punk. Where'd you stash the goods? Who set you free?
As if I'll tell the likes of you.
Have it your way, I heard this stings more than a chili sauce in your eyes.
No! Now, detective, threatening and intimidating does not become a gentleman.
Move, damn it, move. Give a criminal a chance and they'll make you wish you hadn't.
My turn. He really is a big boy.
This is my show.
This is my show. Now lose the gun or the girl gets it. You two, weapons on the ground. Is he twitching? Yeah, my eye, my eye! You had your chance to come quietly. Say goodnight, sunshine. That didn't hurt at all. Hildibrand, agent of inquiry, abhorrent act, abhorrent acts of violence. He's going ultra instinct. The inspector's all lit up. You gotta be kidding me. The shot had enough juice to turn down a gun full of the ream. So bright, too bright for me to bear. Ah, the pain is akin to stepping barefoot on a collar back. Master Thief, are you certain you won't, or you aren't willing to speak with us? You stole like a, you shone like a precious jewel. I yield. I'll tell you everything. Soft-boiled and cracked. I've never met wanted the Electric. The researcher who freed us commanded me to steal it, and I handed over every block I took. So you weren't just being your usual thieving self. Alright, that's what this researcher's name. He never told me his name, I swear. I know him only by one, the man who made us into monsters. He already had some scary-looking brute working for him, so I didn't dare refuse his orders. Don't mind where we might find him then. No, none. I was supposed to meet him out here with my Let's Hall, but you can bet he slipped away after realizing I wasn't alone. That's it. That's all I can give you. Alright, I believe you. This case has taken a fishy turn. But even if you are an unwilling subject in all this, you still have crimes to answer for. I'm handing you over to the Tin Man authorities. Don't worry, I'll explain that you're a crook in monsters' clothing, so they won't just send you to Arcadia for slaughter. As for the rest of you, meet me back at my place in Solution 9. Look at my feathery boy. Wasn't Inspector Hildibrand incredible? Surely, Detective Hardboiled must now acknowledge my dazzling investigative skills.
In your dreams, pal. I handed Cyclops over to the authorities and gave them the lowdown on our case. You can bet your last bean the researcher fellow and has other monsters doing his dirty work. I can't figure his angle yet, but I'm up to no... He's up to no good, that's for sure. Whatever these criminals are now, they're all fugitives. They'll be operating as far away from our mechanical sentries as possible. Maybe even beyond the confines of the dome. And that's the whole world I ain't familiar with. If you're keen to stay on the case, then I could use your help out there. You shall have it. Of course, Inspector Hildibrand is at your service. Got my trench coat in a twist. When your pal starts dancing in front of my gun, and it's only fair I tell you why. Has to do with the man who had his fingers in every illegal pie in Alexandria. The crime king, they called him. It was me who caught his royal rogueness and sent him to rot in a prison cell. But after being transferred elsewhere under the auspices of a rehabilitation program, I hadn't heard a beep. See, you've connected the dots. Could be that elsewhere was Uwaya. What? Yeah, me and him have got history, so if he's running free out there somewhere, you want your skin. I want to be the one to bring him in. Your unwavering commitment is commendable, Detective Hardboiled. I, Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, hereby swear to remain steadfast by your side until we have brought this case to its resolution. I don't recall asking the soft-boiled dope to do a damn thing. Anyways, I'll get back to pulling scrap of datas from the box. Bye, or drop by next time. You're in the neighborhood. Maybe I'll have a lead for us to follow.
Meanwhile, somewhere in Hellchurch found... Oh! But this is a scientist. I was hoping to see our hulking Cyclops squeeze those curious rats. The craven fool surrendered with barely a struggle. But no matter, I have more than enough electrum now to proceed with my plans. Given the right direction, your outlaws have proven most useful, especially with the aid of your new monstrous talents. Oh, so it's the... When making hard-boiled eggs, you must boil the same length of time every time. 20 minutes exactly. Any less, they're too soft. Any more, and they're overcooked. We're out of time today, so here's some I prepared earlier. The manufacture of my X-shaped medicine is closely guarded trade secret, so don't try and make your own at home. Keep safe and stay tuned for the next episode of the inconceivably further Hildibrand Tales adventures, even. Alright, time for the main event. Spent basically 2 hours doing Hildibrand. Probably have to spend another 2 hours doing the unlock thingamaboob. Or the beach trap. That's I'm gonna do offline. I don't want to do that on now for the main course. Actually, it's been an hour 40 minutes. I can probably now do this. Let's go talk to my retainers! Goody retainers! Fish! Salt! Let's tell you, what do I usually leave with the salt? There you go. Now for the main course. You're Drac'to, aren't you? Just the man I was after, as it is, as it happened, old Captain Hildibrand tasked me with finding you. Says he's got a position for you. Stay right here. I'll go fetch you. My apologies for coloring you like this, but I was hoping we could parley before you took leave of Tiroliolo. I cut right to the chase. I want you on board for my final expedition. Before I get into the particulars, allow me to spin a quick yarn. These days, any Eorzean sailor worth their salt bound for Tirol takes the established route and then skirt the southern Indigo depths. But back when maps of the realm was nothing but blank parchment past Hildibrand, all we had was to allure. All we had, all the allure of the horizon to guide us. Most of me fellow explorers weighed anchor and cut a course due west, heading straight for the adventure. Alas, most of were lost to the waves. Me crew and I reached Coral on account of us ranging northward and avoiding the same treacherous waters that claimed them. The stretch of deep came to be known as the Shades Triangle. I have a notion to solve its mysteries on behalf of befallen comrades. But after arriving on these shores, it was the land, not the seas, that promised to venture anew. Once I'd settled here and disbanded the expedition, I never did get the opportunity. But then I crossed paths with a certain world-renowned adventurer and began to wonder. Something tells me that I'd finally shed light on the history of those accursed waters. So, how about it? Will ye join this old explorer on a final jaunt? You had me at mystery. But what about your duties at the palace? No worries, I propose all this and full backing with the Dawn servants. Tell the truth, even before Gulu Jaja asked me to watch over Kona and Wuklamat, I never sailed again. I feared I'd never sail again. A road I sensed the pair were wise to me, worrying, so I laid it all bare. Covering. No. And you say the mystery of Shade Triangle has haunted you since? The region of which you speak is an impairment to trade with foreign nations. Any efforts to unravel its secrets will ultimately benefit Roliolo. Sounds like it might be the last chance you got, especially if you're hoping to get Drac'to involved. Besides, Papa would turn in his grave if he barred his old friend from Final Voyage. I say, follow your heart, Tanqua. I'm sure you'll be want more details, but I'll like to set sail sooner rather than later. Let's reconvene once we've put a few months between us on the harbor. The ship is ready and waiting. Had her sent over to Limsa, especially. When ye ready, speak with Orfangin over or on the pier. Drac'to, I presume? Drac'to, I presume. Kentenrum told me all about you. The name's Ofangin, a navigator by trade. They say Shade and Triangle is wrecked with storms year-round, but a closer look at the charts tell me that ain't strictly true. For a brief season, the sky's clear and the sea's calm. Hence why the old explorer's eager weighing. What's the matter? Don't tell me you're weary of clambering onto this little rowboat. We're not rowing all the way to Shade Triangle. Our vessels await, not beyond the shallows. Any road? While ye good and prepared to leave, say the word. Ready to plot a course for Norwaz, are ye? Don't know whether to respect him metal or question your sanity, but welcome aboard. Shade's Triangle, here we come. Plain sailing thus far. Might be time to talk to you, our destination. Shade's Triangle is a charming mist of storm, so the time a vessel goes missing in this region, most blame the treacherous conditions. But hearing this, there is a record of a last ship seeking to chart these waters, and the message they relay to their escort is passing strange. Conditions fair, Crescent Saint Island, sighted in vicinity, potential safe haven during storm, attempting to make landfall. They never made it back to port, despite the sails. Please, folks'll take a curve of the seas, the Occult Crescent. Ever since, they say, it ought but a shaping mirage that claims the life of all who sights it. Anyone on board knows the risk involved on the voyage like this, but there ain't nothing like a thrill of the unknown to trump good sense. Aye, the width of history and the promise of the discovered hard to resist, and I'm right in thinking the same applies to you, adventurer. Anyways, why don't ye get acquainted with the rest of the crew? I'll be here checking the charts. Once you got the measure of folks risking their hides along with you, come find me. This ain't me first trip to these waters. I've sailed close to Shade's Triangle to survey the weather many times, only on the clearest days when the sea's flat as grass. Do you get a glimpse of the isle? It looks unremarkable from a distance, but that's exactly what the poor bastards who went missing must have thought. Never did pluck up the courage to take the closer peek. Now curious as I was, but then I heard Keterum was leading an expedition into the heart of the triangle. I signed right up. Don't get me wrong, I've still got me reservations, but when I think of whatever waiting for us those waters is the excitement that wins over. My grandfather once sailed with Hildibrand. He was right there with him when they first made landfall to Rome. But it wasn't Rome they were aiming for. They left the Eorzea westward bound for Higashi. They didn't count on the new great continent lying between them and their destination. Once they were ashore, they soon forgot of the Far East. Eventually, my grandfather settled, and I am the third generation later. My Count's journeying Keterum is life-changing. I mean that in the best possible sense, of course. This ain't no foolhardy treasure hunt. No. Solving the Isles mysteries will be worth more than any glittering trinket. And we can open up safe passage to the islands. There's potential to establish a permanent landing. Just imagine the boom to foreign trade that would bring. All of it, which is yet said, there's more at stake than lining our pockets. There ain't no tackling with what awaits on the sea. That is why we enlist the help of experts and artisans to supply the crew. There's one fella that we're all wishing we'd instead clear of, though. After we left port, I caught it crazy. The fool tried to launch one of the lifeboats. We managed to lock him in the hole, but the withdrawal said about drinking all the rum in sight. In the end, we tied him up and stuffed him in one of the barrels. He drained dry. Looks like ye have a good cocktail crew. That's the thing with seafaring. A close-knit crew is indispensable. Out of the sea, open sea. And I know that there's talk about me fins in reaching for all, but in truth, I couldn't have done it without me fellow explorers. ever, wherever the winds may blow, might take us, I consider it a duty to get us all there and back in one piece.
In one piece.
Right. We'll better we'd be entering Shaitan Triangle at any moment now. Look sharp.
Land ho!
Steadfast, we steer straight for her.
Aye aye. Huh? Where's the blasted island? We just had it in our sight. Land spotted off the starboard stern. What? Don't tell me we've careened right past it. Get the hook turned around. Must have done the damn thing again. Shifting Mirage was right on the money. If the isles itself are moving, the waves be surging right over the bulk. This is no natural phenomena. Something's messing with our perception. You deserve. Sorry, I didn't see what that. I heed, but I'm not sure I follow. Who are you talking to? Strange voice, you say? Ain't heard a thing. What in the... I lost control of the Dorata. It's something... It's like something reining us in. Gods. Couldn't be the island, could it? How's the hull looking? No obvious damage, but the ship is still...
but the ship stuck fast, almost as if we dropped anchor. Perfectly docked and without a single scratch. There ain't no human alive who could have managed that. I fear she'll end up like that if we try and shift her. I reckon we were brought here by some sort of arcane trickery. Trapped here, most likely. The magic's right in our direction. Quite the stroke of luck if we ask me. Well, there's nothing for it but to get this expedition underway. The voice he heard on the ship, I'm starting to wonder whether it wasn't some kind of summons. I'm glad to have you with us, regardless. As for the island itself, I assume it was uninhabited. Certainly wasn't expecting to come across this phantom village. Right now, like as not, there is some kind of ward compressing the islands to keep us here. That said, there is a chance that the currents could circumvent the ward. Assuming you've got tapped into one, might be worth it trying to revenge a car if an adventurer calls you somewhere. Any road, as much as I'd like to guess, gets the crew and get stuck right in. We'll better secure the perimeter first. Oh, and I thought I'd give you a journal to jot down the findings along the way. Figured there were more than a few folks out there who'd appreciate a record of the explorer. He exploits here. Clear these pages and give him something to sink their teeth into. If you wish to return to Toroliolo at any point during the expedition, interact with the etheric current by the moored ship. The corresponding current at high tide harbor function facility travels back to the Crescent, Occult Crescent. Occult record unlocked. Collection expanded. Odd, not a single soul hereabout. Not to use pondering though, we'll better take a look around with Orfeng stands guard. As long as this ship's safe, so are all the provisions on board. That means one less worry while you're getting our bearings. Let us know if ye found anything of interest. Ma-na-na-na-na-na. Lightly carved by skilled hands, the ether-infused stone exudes a faint glow. It's unclear whether the stone emits light naturally or if an internal mechanism is causing the illumination. The foliage chopping the building and the overall state of decay suggests it has been abandoned for some time, left to the mercy of the elements. Cool. Two shipwrecks are visible in the eerily still bay. No doubt once crewed by brave sailors, including the inner search of breaches of Jade's shrine. Judging from the orientation, the vessels might have sunk while attempting to leave the island. There is no telling whether the souls on board were also lost to the waves. You have finished investigating the area. Hildibrand will be very keen to know of your findings. Wee! My ankles! My kinkles! I guess then ye no closer to solving this island's mysteries either. Look at this structure. I'd say the settlement's ancient. That alone, the original inhabitants may be long gone, but I am half hoping to find a few survivals from the wreckage, at the very least. Anyhow, the building in particular took me interest. I managed to force the locked. I didn't want ye to think I made a habit of breaking locks in general's skullduggery, other than when strictly necessary, of course. Let's take a look inside, shall we? A sarcophagus. Ye reckon? I wouldn't be too close if I were you. I sense arcane trickery afoot. These candles ain't been kept alit by natural means. That's for damn sure. As I thought. Experience tells me a ward like this'll have us jumping through hoops to dispel it. Only ye deserve a may lay claim. Let me see what I can do. Not sure which is more confounded mystery. He magic touch on this godforsaken rock we're standing on.
a nom? Oh no, it's a. Oh, nice. It's a tomberry.
A tomberry.
Ah, thoroughly refreshed and raring to go. Who might you two be? Ain't expected the common tongue. You take me for some blithering fool, but perhaps a valid supposition. Given my current form. You stand before the archive. The very definition of extradition. Now hurry up and introduce yourselves. Oh, Drac'to, is it? Those keen, sharp eyes of yours, clearly you have an inquisitive mind like no other. Save my own, that is. I'm Kittenrun, an explorer hailing from Linsalibit. We're here on an expedition backed by the nation of Turoliolo. What's Turoliolo? I visited each of the 12 city-states and learned all there is to know about their peoples and cultures, but these names are ring unfamiliar. I think a new nation would elude me. Elude me. Tell me, what exactly was this Turoliolo found? The 7th Astro Era? I moved to the island to avoid spreading the affliction that turned me, as you see, and promptly fell into a deep slumber. If memory serves, such a plague swept the realms at the end of the 5th Astro Era, but that means you've been sleeping for more than 1,500 years. That would explain why I felt so well rested. Now that I've awakened, I shall very much like to see what has become of the Isle. I certainly do not recall the memorial fountain being so begrieved with algae. Perhaps you have been telling the truth. Oh, also we found a cure for your disease. But this strange aether I sense prevailing the island, could it be the ward of sorts? Huh. The nogging still foggy after the eons-long slumber. Noggins. There was a time where I knew all kinds of things. The name of every battle, the weight of all riches in the world to the ounce. I was a wise old man, a gushing font of knowledge. Say, I could be a real boon for your expedition once I get up to speed. I shall join you on your endeavors. Perhaps through the course of our adventures, your memories will come flooding back. Seems as though nothing in this settlement's out to kill us. I think it's time we get the crew ashore and earn their keep. I'll be right back, hopefully we can learn more about the Isle from our newfound conspirator. The archive has been unlocked. Oh, I should do this as a skull. Oh, shit. Would you care to elaborate what brought you here? So this is the isle lies in the heart of the shaded triangle. And many a ship have gone missing in these waters. You mentioned the wreck out in the bay. It's not unreasonable to think some of these sailors might have made it ashore. Why not? Why do no one try to wake me? A ridiculous notion. I might be old, but I'm swift and sprightly. I had been up and about in a flash if they so much as shifted the coffin lid. But your burly companion was able to force the lock. I dare say younger, swarthy sailor would have been less trouble getting the door open. You mean to imply that someone summoned you here? Clearly it wasn't me. I've been sound asleep for a few millennia, give or take. That's a tantalizing conundrum. We simply must get to the bottom of this. Helene? It is knowledge you seek. The manner of creature is this? Familiar, methinks. Looks like the fairies employed by Nevian scholars of Eld. Did you who summoned her?
Me? Preposterous. I would have summoned something more static fuel. How rude. My name is Iris, and I certainly haven't called forth by a white-eyed little wretch like you. Wizened? You mean wide? You pent little whelp? Honestly, who would ever summon a companion so lacking in manners? I know exactly what I meant, and you, sir, are lacking in wisdom. A seal has been placed upon your worldly knowledge that preventing its use. You can only speak with which the litany individual over here has seen and thought learned firsthand. Is that so? Well, explains why I can't muster the faintest note of magic. I tried to heal myself earlier to no avail. Centuries of sleeping on the cold stone slab really took its toll on my lower back. Enough of you and the aching bones. Iris, where's your master? Let me try this different task. Why were you summoned here? I don't know. Looks like someone else has their knowledge sealed away. If I'm wizened and lacking wisdom, then you ought to be an unfamiliar. I'll tell you one thing, the fairy was steeped in the same aether permeating the island. As I surmise, there's a strange ward covering the island in its entirety. No doubt those ships in the bay were caught in its pool. Well, words can't be cast themselves. Being someone responsible for those poor souls who perished in Fade's Triangle, he thinks our focus ought to be finding out what we can about this individual. And let's not forget the strange voice you keep hearing. For all we know, it could be connected in some way. Right. Let's get straight with Joffrey over yonder. He ought to have word on progress in the camp. We'll be pleased to hear the preparations as well underway. I sent the advance party to scout ahead while the ship's being unloaded. We've already found an ideal spots stage for arrays into the island's southern reach, and a They set up camp as we speak. While you're ready to head out, just say the word. Once you're out in the field, you'll have to speak with Kent and Rum and decide how to proceed. The support crew will be stationed here in town. Be sure to avail yourself of the service if you're in need. And if you're after a weaponsmith, word is he hired a truly remarkable craftsman. And from an expedition, judging by his reputation, he'll soon have your weapons honed to deadly perfection. It's Geralt, isn't it? The smithery will be set up over yonder. You drop by if you're interested. Well, that's all for me. Give me a shout when you're ready to bake for the encampment. Na 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 na. Whether you choose to join a fellow explorer in large-scale battles against the fiercest of foes, or take on the Crescent demise in a series of small skirmishes. I understand. I wonder if the scene was different if it was. Alright, I'm going to get two. I'm gonna get an axe and the rum addled reprobate. Wouldn't be surprised if we found them afloat in the sea. Haven't been of the smithy, have you? I'm afraid we ate up and yet, truth be told, the smithy we've hired bolted before we could finish setting up shop. Master of he's craft by all accounts, but he's been nothing but trouble since that he put on the ship. Kept trying to escape, so we threw him in the old freak. Our woes haven't ended there. He drank most of the booze we've brought along for the expedition. I tell you, the buggers have flickered by the time we hour them out. Any road, the bastards now gone and disappeared. Either he already acquainted with the scoundrel, or Eorzean's home to some cantankerous smiths, and I thought. Needless to say, aren't any folks willing to share the Shade's triangle while we scratched around trying to find someone as current enterprising women put us in touch. They say there ain't a finer smith alive today. But he drink like a sailor on shore leave and is up to his neck in debt. He signed up for the expedition to steadily do. Yeah, it's Geralt. Any road, he can't be gotten far. It's not like there's any way off of this rock. Any's for good, as they say, I'd reckon, and it'll be boon for ye adventuring. Keep ye eyes peeled if ye run into sharpless rum so good for nothing ye old name Geralt. Well, I'm coming to see him. Him again. Right, I gotta go pee. Alright there, old man, where are you? Old young man. Thought that was an NPC, but that's a player. I need to get new swords, you bastard.
Not a drop of run to be had in this bloody ghost town. There's no mention of old shade triangle when I was signing the goddamn contract.
Talk about false bloody pretense. Make fool of me trusting ye with harlotty.
Hey, who's the hell are you? Ah, bugger me. Can I get some bloody job without ye showing up? Your shove mug bug. That said, it's never a dull moment with us two teaming up. How about we finish the job sharpish and get off this dissonant rock? Hey.
I need to give him a higher voice. He must have had an hard time coaxing I'm back. Apologies for all the trouble. He's an old friend. He's very amenable to me. Right, with the smithy all up and running, I ain't time he start earning ye keep.
Listen here, Dai.
Right? Think I'm got no to skull my hammer and tongue. I'm knocking out every work any village smith with half a brain could handle. Not less than they're impossible. Veto genius stroke me fire these days. Say the impudent sot who drunk the old dry rack up, more dead in the process. He aren't in position to dictate terms. Though it does seem daft to folk another eye-watering saw thumbs to Eorzean finest as weaponsmith, only to ear and forge plain old swords and shields. Any ideas, adventurer? I'm sure the weaponsmith has his own idea. It does a matter of fact to visit a new means of refining weapons and armor. I couldn't help notice all the ether permeating to place. Reckon I'd tap into that somehow. Of course, I'd need raw materials. Some magic warped iron from the iron should do just the trick. If the iron's ye after, our surveyor will soon be conducting a preliminary excavation. Is that all you need to start? Hardly. If that was the case, any old fool would be to do the job. Magical properties can be fleeting and elusive. Without a means to properly harness the aether, there's every chance the ores degrade in the process. So you'd require something else besides raw materials. Ain't inkling at that what that might be? Somehow a foul beastie is the throes of death. The throw will leave some behind a crystallized hunk. Oh, there is life essentials. I've used stuff in the past, and while it ain't exactly common, I'd wager you'd find it on his master rock. Now that it's unusual to the island find, I'm sure you'd find it somewhere else too. Does this mystery crystal have a name? Indeed, it's called Deliria. Thanks for providing the spark our weaponsmith needs. Looks like he committed to fulfilling its cantankerous duties at the very least. Say, how did you feel about handling the fiend falling and part of the gambit? Yeah, per our required Demilita, I see how amenable Geralt is to helping around the stick. I reckon the reasonable division of labor.
Phantom Weapon, Saga of an Arcane Might. The limit can be obtained through fates and critical encounters at the Occult Crescent Southern Heart. There will be fates, yeah. I'm gonna start everything. Most likely I'll just finish stream soon. We'll see.
Cool. You'd be hard-pressed to find a better location to stage an expedition and to think we've even find some akin to Aetherite. With any luck, we'd be a few more dotted around the Ire to prevent ourselves of some. Make sure you are tuned to the ones before the leading camp. Speaking of leaving, our advance party scoured the area and brought back bits and bobs of interest. The archive was praising the cache, but he soon scampered off and started poking around a heap of rubble. We'd better see what he's up to. What you're... There. Ah, there you are. I've got some crystalline to show you. Ah, just as I thought. Because you laid eyes on the crystal, I was able to tap into the wealth of the knowledge of the topic. This steel knowledge business is awfully frustrating, I must say. What I hand you is a soul shard of the 5th Ancestral Era. In fact. Contained within the phantom records of arcane arts and the combat discipline pioneered by the 12 city-states of Eld. I'm sure the methods your modern combatants employ are far more refined than those of my day. Nonetheless, you might benefit from learning the old ways of waging war. Under normal circumstances, I'd find myself a soul shard and fight alongside you, but I cannot access them inside. Thwarted again, and by the seal of diminutive little flagging way spoke of. Given that you are summoned, given that you have summoned here, especially, that I dare say you'll have no trouble giving using it. However, go on by affixing it to your garb. Phantom jobs unlocked. Phantom kick. Oh, a knife. These walls have seen better days, but they're solid enough. As long as we secure the entrance, the camp will be safe while ye out roaming the Isles. Romans all well and good, but we'll need to frame a firm plan of action if we're to make any headway. Before he leaves, let's consider our approach. And John has been added to the occult record. Seems to me that I have enough to learn the islands. Seems to me the more we learn about this island, the further we get from unraveling secrets. There's a voice only you can hear in the wide war. The seal on the archivist's knowledge that's very familiar and their master, not to mention the finding a settlement on such a remote island is past strange. Begin with, but before we get to satisfy our curiosity, we are more pressing concerns to address. Safety. The crew are peerless, yourself included, but I've seen negligence and a lack of preparations by the finest explorer, which is why I intend to thoroughly appraise the threat lurking beyond the walls. As our resident freelance extraordinaire, I want you to fall free. All three different species of fiends and spare nary yet finding from an encounter, and yet at least there will be an opportunity to test the crystal for ye. Provide me with any information you gather. The more you see and share, the more we chip away at the blasted seal. Dispatch those fiends and share your findings, and you might partake from my unsealed wisdom. You encountered a whole herd of gorilla. It's rare indeed to see such notoriously territorial creatures battle together. Mayhap it's a regional adaptation. Let's see, you also vanquished the flying lizard and a Balkan scratch and Understretch. The former are known for their tree toughness, and the latter are often found prowling in monstrous regions in search of prey. I'm no naturalist, but they don't sound like species you'd normally find out on an island such as this. I suppose someone could have transferred them here, but why not to all the Why go to all the trouble? I can answer that, or at least I could, were it not for the vexatious seals. In other words, you'll be relying on Drac'to to document what he finds out there, out on his travels. Normal, honestly, I'm starting to think Iris wasn't far off the mark about me. Huh! Roam far and wide, Drac'to. Help me unseal my vast reservoir of knowledge and thus prove this lumbering clout wrong. With the local fauna surveyed, I suggest we can see signs of former inhabitation. There's plenty of structures besides settlement you found me in. To start, I want you to visit the ruins visible due south of the encampment and examine their architectural motif. I look forward to hearing your account. What does the ruins divulge?
Don't spare a single detail. Oh ho ho, my noggin awash with unlocked knowledge. The structure you explored sounds to me like an Andapur keep. The mages of Andapur were famed for having developed light magic. It is focused on restoration and purifying arts. It was in the depths of the bastion that they honed their arcane craft. But ancient Andapur was located in present-day XIV. I've never heard or tell of their people striking out to leave to the Indigo Depth. The Andapur were renowned for their use of life-imbued statues and structures in defense. I dare say the structure you surveyed was built by such stone familiars. I sense I know a great deal more, but alas, the seal prevents me from expounding further. Might you revisit the ruins and retrieve a sample of the stonework? Preferably something imbued with aether. In the heart of the keep, there ought to be a ceremonial chamber that they would have brought their creations to life. A magical chunk of masonry from such a place would surely suffice.
Let's go fight that thing, though.
Edge chest.
Let's see if I can make it.
I'm so slow. You're too slow. "18 seconds. Yeah, I'm not gonna make it, am I? Damn, I didn't make it. I'm gonna finish this quest and I'm gonna stop today.
Fetch me a sample of the archaeopute stone from the ruins you visited earlier that ought to aid in unlocking more of my memory. Oh, a fine sample indeed. I can feel the shuttered chamber of my mind creaking open. In short, it was not the poor who built the structures. Precisely, the residual magics within the stone are the same I felt emanating from Iris. It was her master that built those ruins. I thought Iris was Nemean. Do you reckon someone summoned her could also command Underpour golems? Indeed. We've dealt with an individual rivaling my own considerable talents. Unfortunately, I can't access the rest of my knowledge concerning the matter. I fear that will require more of fieldwork on your part, my friend. And considering all we have thus far, there are doubtless signs of other civilizations here on the island. See if you can find the ruins of 3 distinct civilizations out there. That would provide a significant sample size. Right, I'm gonna leave for the moment because I'm gonna stop now. Let's see if I have enough thingies to give the girl. Pretty sure it's not just one, and I have like a bunch. But still, it'd be funny if it's just one. That's actually a lot. I need to get 3 of each. Although they randomly drop from the I'm wagging my finger like people know what I'm doing. But I'll probably collect more off stream and I'll do this place off stream. Because, you know, I have other things I need to do. Alright. I've been streaming for 3 hours and about 30 minutes. That's good. Alright. Thank you for watching. I will not be back until maybe Saturday. We'll see. We'll see what happens on Saturday. But I'm gonna keep going, keep doing, keep trying. So thank you for watching. If you can, like, subscribe. Have a good morning, evening, afternoon, night, wherever you are.